I really want to remove Gwen because when she's in front of me, I just have to ignore her and run to my base. I can't hit her. There's no counterplay.
We all know that Gwen is broken in the top lane, but how does she do in the jungle? Well, for starters, she lacks CC and doesn't have any big gap closers, so her ganks are pretty bad. In order for a gank to work out for Gwen, the enemy laner will have to be pretty far overextended for it to work. As for what she brings into a team comp, she doesn't have any real engage or disengage, and her only form of peel is for herself with her W. So overall, Gwen might seem like a bad jungler because of those factors, but where she does shine is in her clear speed and in the damage that she can provide for a team. So because of Gwen's kit, you will want to be farming your jungle, looking for a 6 camp clear in most games, especially in games like this where there's a Talon and an Akali that you're pathing towards, because you're just not going to be able to get onto them or CC them or do anything to make a gank work on them really. So you'll be looking for counter ganks more so than ganks, and that's why jungle tracking is going to be very important for you if you do decide to play Gwen. And unless you are good at tracking jungle, I would not recommend Gwen as a pick for you. But anyway, into this game we have 100 Thieves Closer playing Gwen Jungle. Here you can see he's pathing towards his top side, and he is going for a full clear on Gwen because no ganks have been available so far, as you could have seen in mid lane. Talon's under his tower, and overall the champion's just very hard to gank, especially as a Gwen player. One thing you should have picked up from the text on the screen earlier is that Volibear started on his red buff, which means he is also pathing towards the top lane, so Closer should be looking for counter ganks in this top lane because his Wukong does have priority in his lane, he is pushing, and if they fight 2v2 with the wave, they should be able to win that fight every single time and then secure up this first crab that's spawning now. So of course Wukong took a cheater recall here in the top lane, but the enemy Volibear isn't aware of that, so this is why Closer is going in for this crab here, because Volibear should be afraid of walking into a 1v2 here. And you can see, just for confirmation there with the Fog of War turned on fully, you could have seen that Volibear was doing his top side camps there. So since Volibear is giving up this top crab, he's obviously going to path towards the bottom crab, and this is actually an opportunity for Closer to double scuttle him because Talon's out of mana and he's half health here, as you can see in the mid lane, and his bot lane could get push in the lane if they wanted to. It's relatively even, and with mid priority they should be able to contest that crab and secure it up. But you can see Closer drops a ward on his top side for some reason instead of taking that second crab. So that's a huge missed opportunity there for Closer. He could have had 32 CS compared to Volibear's 24. But he does take the base here to get back to his bottom side, and he does have a Dark Seal and Amplifying Tone by. You can see Volibear is ganking the bottom lane, so Closer is moving in. Even if you think a gank is bad or if a fight is bad, if something's happening, you need to be there. So Closer coming in here with the huge damage for Gwen, so you can see no big gap Closer, no engage, no disengage, but the damage on this champion is huge in these ganks. In these counter ganks more specifically, and just like that with the Aurelion Soul and the mid priority, they do pick up 3 kills. And do you think they'll be able to pick up this Talon as well? This champion's so annoying with his wall jumps. There's 1, here comes 2. Do you think they'll be able to get him? Aurelion Soul completely whiffs his stun there, and he does manage to get away, it looks like. Very unfortunate there. Talon players, very annoying to deal with for sure, especially as a Gwen. But you know, really nice counter gank there, pays off huge for Closer. Understands his champion damage, even though it was looking pretty bad. He came in, turned it around with the mid priority, and he is back to farming here. Now thinking about where Volibear is going to be heading towards next, he did show up for the gank with 28 CS and no items, so he did do that standard full clear, and he's going to be back onto his bottom side, most likely to clear up towards his top side. So this is going to be very important to be tracking Volibear throughout the game, because we'll be able to find counter ganks in the top lane for that Wukong, who is pushing the wave and is securing priority most of the game from what we've seen so far. So standard farming here from Closer, keeping those camps cleared at all times. This is one of the strengths of Gwen. Her 6 camp clear is relatively quick. She can do the 315, and here comes Closer. looking for a top lane counter gank most likely, because we know Volibear's pathing towards top side, and here he is. Here comes Closer. Will they be able to turn this one around? They do. Absolutely pops that Volibear. Has level 6 compared to his level 5. Closer trying to find that Akali there as well with the ulti, does not connect. But just look at that. Absolutely one-shotting those ranged creeps with the Q. And all he has is a Dark Seal and an Amplifying Tome. You can see this champion is very strong when it comes to fighting if she can get in range of targets and doesn't get kited out too hard. So Talon's trying to mess with us here. Aurelion Sol will come back us up, and we do have the top lane priority as well, and we could fight him if we had to because Aurelion Sol was on the way. Taking a base here because there's nothing to run for to farm or gank. Has a good amount of gold, gets his Leeching Leer and Blasting one, and here he is back to his blue buff. And back to his bottom side where his camps are respawning. Since blue buff respawned and Volibear started on his red buff, this tells us that Volibear is also back on the bottom side on his red, and here you can see he's ganking the bottom lane again. He does not like this bottom lane, and Closer reacting instantly. Will he be able to find any kills here? Looks like Aurelion Sol's going to go for the Volibear, and Closer is looking for the Samira here, but the Talon is zoning him off, so Closer's not taking any big risks. And somehow Aurelion Sol does die to the Volibear, very surprisingly. I think he might have had ulti and then just popped the Aurelion Sol. But here you can see on the map, Xayah is running towards the mid lane to clear out the wave, so Closer, instead of letting this minion wave die and go to waste, he is clearing this out before he will return back to his own jungle. Doing the dragon here would be a bad call because the enemy bot lane will be returning soon. Braum and Xayah are in the mid lane, and Talon could also rotate easily to go pick up Closer on the dragon. Here you can see Talon's very low. Closer is looking to find him, but he is backing away, so Closer's just gonna go take the dragon here now that Talon is too low to actually help his bottom lane if they do try to contest this here. Jungle tracking again. Since we saw Volibear with his red buff ganking the bottom lane, it would be safe to assume that he's going to go back to his top side because all of our top side camps have spawned and are buff. So that means all of his top side camps should have spawned and should be back up. So he will be back onto the top side of the map, most likely. So dragon secured there, very nice. And looks like they might be looking for a gank here with the Braum onto the lone Samira. Will they be able to find this? This looks like a slightly low percentage chance gank because Samira can just walk away from this one most likely. Unless they do play this absolutely perfectly. Braum taking up all the tower shots. Really nice one shot there. So surprisingly that did work out without too much risk. So seeing how we just showed on the bottom side, Volibear will know that our top side camps are up as well, so he may try to invade us or look for the Rift Herald. The Closer's just gonna keep clearing here, back up towards his top side. You can see he is getting very fed on this Gwen, 3-0 and 2. Farming up very nicely in between these counter ganks. See, all the camps are up, so Volibear could be taking the Herald, or he is based back onto the bottom side where his camps will respawn. Looks like Closer's gonna hit the plant here to check. Yep, so if Volibear's not here, he's gonna be back onto the bottom side of the map, more than likely. So his Xayah is in danger of getting dove, but Closer's in no position to help there. Supports are roaming on the map. Closer just proceeding as normal, clearing out his camps. He is looking for a gank here or a hover here on the top lane. He just wants to get this Herald secured up most likely with the Wukong priority. Or he's back to base for full Rift Maker and Lucidity boots. He could have taken the Rift Herald there, but he does opt in to go for the full buy. Runs straight down to the bottom lane. His camps aren't up on the bottom side. He's just waiting for them to respawn and then just hovering in case Volibear does show up. But he should be onto the top side of the map by now. And you can see confirmation right there. He's on his wolves. So Closer just hovering here while Talon's missing from mid lane and just being cautious if Volibear's pathing is strange. But now that we have confirmation that Volibear is topside taking the Herald, they are looking for a dive. This is a 4-man. Where is Talon? Here comes Aurelion Sol. Braum ultimate completely whiffed, but the Gwen damage is coming through. Getting a bit risky now that Talon has shown up here. Will he be able to turn it around, or will Gwen just run over everybody? And Gwen does just run over everybody. Very fed Gwen. 504 with full item. It was very nice dive, very nice trade. 2 kills for 4. Very, very nice for Closer's team there. And since we know that Volibear's on the Rift Herald topside, Closer is completely safe to go into his jungle and take absolutely everything that is up here, because everyone else on the team is dead. There's absolutely no threat here. He'll secure his red and raptors, and then he'll probably go into his own. Bottom side, clear that all out, potentially walk into his top side as well. It all just really depends on how much gold you have and what the next plan is for the next buy. So you see, maybe he will go for a Medjai's because he does have 10 stacks on the Dark Seal. And his top lane is starting to fall behind a bit. 40 CS down on the Akali. So this game's gonna be up to Closer to carry. He may opt in for that Medjai's. Action happening in the top lane. They're all looking for a dive on Wukong. With the Herald that Volibear secured up, they're trying to break that first tower. Looks like Wukong will fall here, but Closer is running straight away, ditching his Raptors and Krugs. He's just in here for the action, fed. He wants to get in here and kill everyone, but this is a very risky fight. This is a 2 versus 4. But he does know his limits. So they're just walking away from that one. Aurelion Sol for some reason trying to fight 1 versus 3, 1 versus 4. And Closer's bounty does get turned over to the enemy team. Very bad bait from the Aurelion Sol there. That's a very big throw for the red team. And they are behind, as you can see at the top of the scoreboard. Talon walking into Braum here. Very nice pick from the Braum here. Gwen in position. Looking for that kill again. Picks up that Talon. Looking for the Akali now as well. But this is a bit risky to go in for an Akali under her tower. Who does have ulti. Oh no, she doesn't actually. But nonetheless, very risky. It's better off to just go take this dragon while Talon's dead and everyone's around here. They cannot contest this. Maybe Volibear will come in with an ulti. Hero play, try to steal the dragon. But nope. They just pick up the dragon for free, and looks like they're looking for another dive on the bottom lane. Volibear is showing on the middle lane. So this is pretty free elo right here. Really good spotted opportunity from the red team. Instantly pick up that Severa, and then Leona's just going to walk away from that one. So you can see, you just farm on this Gwen, counter gank, get a bit fed, and then you can just start diving people when you have confirmation of where the enemy jungler is, and you have numbers. Very strong in these fights, this Gwen. You can see he is going for the Zhonya's, because the enemy team does have a lot of one-shotters with the Akali, the Talon, the Samira ulti, the Volibear combo. Needs that bit of survivability. And again, just the standard procedure, full clearing when there's no action on the map. Everyone's coming out of base. No pressure is being applied to the map right now. This is one of the perfect times for you to be actually clearing your jungle and not be worried that someone's going to die on your team. Or throw the game even worse. So I'd assume he'll take a recall here if he doesn't look for the Akali top. Clears out the ward here. And yeah, he decides against going for the Akali because she'll just dash the hell away. Action going on in the middle lane. Closer is moving in instead of recalling. He's gonna go wrap around, see if he can find a few kills. If he does trade 1 for 2 because the enemy's very low, this will be very worth for him. But looks like the enemy does respect it and expect it and walks away. Akali showing up, trying to find the 1v1 now. One broken champion versus another. Will Akali run away from here? Yes, she will. See, this is the thing. She'll just combo you and just get the hell out, especially with that Shroud. This champion's very hard to gank when you have no CC or big gap closers for her. A lot smarter to just be farming your jungle instead of wasting time trying to gank an Akali. Unless she's super overextended on cooldown and low health. Those are the kind of ganks that you want to be looking for as the Gwen. Very free ganks. Talon does steal away the blue buff there. Will he die for it though? Here comes another champion. Jump, jump, jump. Absolutely terrible to have to deal with. I think Gwen will find this one. Yep, Closer does find this one. And a fight is breaking out. His bot lane is getting blasted. Support is dead. Will they be able to turn this one around? He does opt to go in for the volley bear because he won't be able to chase running up to the top side. Picks up this kill here, most likely. Yep, there it is from Desire. Will they dive this? I would not think this is a dive. They are quite low on health. And the wave is non-existent. So again, shows up for the fight. Fight's over. Time to farm. Zaya making a big misplay. Completely whiffs the ulti. Flash is trying to make some fancy plays and completely whiffs. So Closer's gonna come in here to try pick this one up. Zanyas comes in. And he does feed over a shutdown to Samira. You love to see it. You just do. Dies. Dragon is going to be respawning soon, so straight down to the dragon where the action's going to be. This is going to be the third dragon soul point potentially for the red team. Volibear may look for an ulti steal on this one. Aurelion Sol with the huge stun coming in, clips the Leona. She's just going to get picked off here, and that's just going to be a guaranteed dragon right there for the red team. Really nice from the Aurelion Sol. So it looks like Closer isn't alone in trying to carry this game because they are still behind in gold despite being up in kills because the Wukong CS is atrocious. Oliver looking for the steal. He does find it. A little bit embarrassing for the 100 Thieves jungler Closer. With the Gwen damage, not being able to secure that is a bit embarrassing. Enemy team trying to poke. Will they find an engage? They don't really have much engage on their team. So they will just look towards this Baron here while Volibear is dead. Should be a quick and easy free pickup if his team does decide to move. So this should just be a very free Baron while the Volibear is dead. Hopefully Closer can hit his smite this time. 900 LP Challenger. Will he hit his smite this time? Fight breaking out. Talon in the pit trying to one-shot everybody. He does hit the smite here. Samira jumping in 1v5 gets absolutely blasted straight away. Same with the Leona. Just like that, enemy team is trying to lose the game. Trying to, for some reason, contest that and steal it when they could have just looked for an objective trade mid-tower for Baron. Their jungler's dead. The chances of stealing that is just non-existent. So again, taking his camps, rinse repeat until someone's applying pressure on the map, and then he'll go hover them when his camps are down or if they're quite far extended. You can see the Medjai's and the Nash's Tooth coming out soon for this Gwen. So absolutely one-shotting these camps, the Gwen. Speeding up here, waiting for everyone to get back onto the map. You can see Closer's just walking in with the team. Never face check the river alone when your team's in base. Aurelion Sol nearly solo killing that Samira. Zaya does find it with the Gale Force and they are looking for more, but we don't have any wave or backup to dive that one. So now that it's 5v4, they can just look to pressure this mid lane while Wukong's taking the top side. All they have to do is just sit back, poke the tower, buff the minions, and then Wukong does have the TP if a fight breaks out. Zaya with the root onto the Akali, but she does just go invisible. Closer trying to find a bit of action here. Braum does hit his Q, finds the stun onto the Volibear. Here we go, this is a fight. Volibear trying to ulti out, very desperate measures, and I think this is going to be the game end if they can find a few more kills here. Leona does walk away from that one, surprisingly. Akali trying to go in 1v4, trying to make some fancy plays happen. Everyone is still alive. They do find the Samira and the Akali. Trying to 1v4. They're not fed enough for that. But you know, broken champions do what they want to do. Closer, for some reason, hitting the Leona instead of the towers or the Talon. And he does fall here. Hopefully this isn't the start of a big throw for the red team, but they should be able to close this game out pretty easily. Closer is very fed, and he has been playing pretty good this whole game. Missed an opportunity for the crab there to get a lead on Volibear. He has counter ganked when he needed to, and has turned around the game for his team with those counter ganks. So they do have the lead now at this stage with all these objectives that they've been securing. Looks like they'll just go look for the pressure on the bottom side. While the super minions push mid lane and someone has to clear that out, they can always find a 5 versus 4 on that bottom lane or that top lane. Looks like they want to start off with the bottom lane because the dragon is spawned up here, playing on the side of the map where the objective is nearest, and for some reason the enemy Volibear is in the top lane. Did you just see that on the minimap? I think this guy's tilted out of his mind. He showed up for the ganks, made some good ganks, but Closer showed up and completely turned them around. I think the Volibear is very angry. Closer a little bit out of position there, but nothing a Gwen can't deal with her W. Ranged champions don't mean too much. Zanya's coming in clutch there. And you can see big damage from this Gwen. The true damage on the passive is just huge. Combined with the Riftmaker stacking up the damage and the Magi stacks, this Gwen is a force to be reckoned with. So they will secure this bottom tower up and inhibitor. And looks like they will go for the game end here. Yeah, 2 people on the enemy team are dead. Everyone's alive on the red team. Wait for the wave, break the tower, end the game. Very easy stuff. So you can see the Gwen is, in theory, a bad jungler, but she can work. A lot of players have been making her work with good win rates in solo queue. And she is a very strong champion. And you can see just deleted that Samira there before her ulti even started going crazy. So a nice game from Closer overall. A few things that could be fixed or opportunities that could be identified. But overall a very clean game from Closer, 900 LP. Absolutely carried his team here with the Aurelion Soul. So GG. If you want coaching, check my links in the description. All the details are there. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave me a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Anyway, see you in the next one.